welcome to your All Eight podcast, your ultimate source for all things rugby. I'm Adrian Pavata, alongside me, my co-host Angelo Putter. So Angie, hoe lyk dinge?
Terug. Episode 5.
Episode 5, eh?
Things are looking great.
Ons is binne.
No man, we're inside.
Huh?
We are inside.
Gee, was one week of English and now you just on a level.
Yeah, you see, those kind of things happen to those who want it the most.
Huh?
Oh my word. Oh my word. Yo family, all 80s back. What your episode 5? New week, new me.
New me?
New Sid.
Oh,
Oh my word.
Gray looks good on us, eh?
Gray. Not Alan Gray, Gray. But Woolworths.
Of course.
Oh my word, thank you my boy. Oh, let me see. Is it fine, eh? Am I fine?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
Listen.
Beautiful.
Once again, we just like to thank you guys for sharing some love with us, sharing our content. It's important that we get the messages out there to people, especially the youth. And we just like to thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing. And please, don't stop now. Continue to do what you are doing for us because you are helping us grow. And we are trying our utmost best to help you guys grow. And
Yes.
Ben said he's going to score.
Jason Ben
He did
Dixon.
it. He did it. Unfortunately, his predictions wasn't.
But
Yeah, yours was obviously now right. So obviously you're gonna have the most
Global.
talk. But
Blue Bulls, Cape Town, hoe sê julle in die Boland? Jou huis, my reels. It's easy as that.
and you could see the way the Blue Bulls came out from the kickoff. Hanekom catching the ball, bursting through. Let's say ruthlessly running
what
through
did-
defense.
What did you guys expect? Did you expect a pack of marshmallows? No, man.
I think it was basically who wanted the most, and I think the Blue Bulls came out putting this stamp on the Stormers in Cape Town.
Guys, you have to excuse me, please, because I'm fast. I'm really fast, like Akka van der Merwe.
Hey,
Oh my god! On this episode, I'm going to be quite fast because the Bulls was taking Cape Town for themselves, winning the Stormers in Cape Town, in the best hotel. I don't know where they were, but Long Street was them for the night. Oh my word! Talk about the Blue Bulls.
Blue
Thank
Bulls
you,
was
man.
Blue Bulls was exceptional. I think Stormers took a while to get into the game, and I think unfortunately it was a bit too late. Yes, if kicks had to go over, different story.
Different story, definitely.
But in all, I think the Blue Bulls wanted it most. I think the hunger of that starting pack. I mean,
And
scrumming
we
Frans
wanted- we
Malherbe.
wanted.
I mean, they were dominating the Stormers. Also, that was one thing that the Blue Bulls hurt the Stormers at, was set piece. And I mean, Rassie Erasmus showed it in the international rugby. If you don't have a set piece game,
Especially against the All Blacks.
not so much against the All Blacks. Not so
Yeah.
much against the All Blacks, but other teams, 100% you can say. But
Yeah,
not so much against the All Blacks.
But I
But
didn't-
if you look at it as a whole, I think Blue Bulls hurt the Stormers
Stormers,
there.
definitely.
And you could see in that second half, I mean, there was a time from, I can't even give you the exact time, but there was a time there was no scrums. And then when they got the scrum, the Stormers got the penalty. I mean, destroying Frans Malherbe, Springbok, 2-time world champ. I think it's important, and you can see the loss of Kitshoff. You can see I won't say they're struggling, but in terms of longevity, I don't think the Stormers have like that power
But I just
to
think
sustain a
I
Blue
just
Bulls
think
team.
the Bulls are another level.
Yeah,
Very
partner.
well
I think if you look at the game as a whole, I think there was a chance for the Stormers to win it.
Definitely.
Kicks missed.
Crucial.
Crucial kicks
Game
missed.
changer kicks.
But in the game, I think at the end of the day, the Blue Bulls was the best team.
They basically outplayed the Stormers.
I think the Stormers was just good in terms of continuity and continuing the processes. And no, the processes didn't work in the first half, but second half it came back, and I think they looked much better in the second half. And Anakum,
what a player!
that youngster is phenomenal. I think he
Definitely
is
your next Dwayne Vermeulen.
next to Dwayne Vermeulen. I won't say Dwayne Vermeulen. It's more like a quagga.
Yeah.
Explosive power, quick, always on the ball, work ethic.
For the rest of 2025,
Yeah.
Cape Town belongs to the Blue Bulls.
Aye.
Is that fair? I think it's fair. Blue Bulls.
For now, we leave it at that.
We leave it at international.
And then international, we're gonna touch a bit on the international in terms of Italy beating your Wales and your England shocking in France.
Yeah, that was a nail biter.
And also your
Scotland.
but I think Ireland was just dominating them purely. And I think England was the shock of the weekend. I think France, up till Saturday, they were looking like they were unstoppable. But England proving them wrong by being in their faces, grafting hard, and then the new flyer that started for England, they got man of the match. Smith was exceptionally well. And if you look at Wales are struggling at the moment. I think just they need to work more with the youngsters so that they can bring more youngsters through. Because I mean, Toby Faletau playing still at that age, I don't think it's gonna work. Italy proving a point.
Definitely, big point.
And then obviously your Ireland just showing that they are force to reckon with. Set piece game is on fleek, but they basically just outplayed the Scots. But partner,
that's your international.
That's our international rank. Once again, we just like to thank you guys for sharing the love with us. We really appreciate it, and thank you for taking time out to watch our content. And I hope that we can speak to you guys, and not only you guys, but people you know. And then once again, don't forget, comment, like, share, subscribe, everything you can do, all social media platforms. We are there. If you need to get in contact with us, please DM us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, and we will get back to you. Or if you don't want to make so much moeite, comment in the comment section.
It's easy.
And we will get back to you. Easy. But then, episode 5, guys. It's somebody that adds great value to the community. I think it's somebody, I would say the work that he does speaks for itself.
Definitely. He's definitely something different.
Something different. I don't think a lot of people know him per se, but they know of his foundation. And our guest for today, ek dink hulle was heel week al op hulle voete.
What a person. Playing a big role in the youth. And I think great opportunities for a lot of lighties in our community, in our local schools. And I think during the time, he definitely created a lot of opportunities. And building the lighties towards the future, that's also a great thing for him as a person. And I know, don't know where he get time. His wife must have a lot of patience with him because it's early morning out, late night in. So yeah, it's easy, man. Granthem Abrahams.
Welcome, Granthem. Welcome to All Late Podcast.
Thank you very much for having me, guys. It's for me personally, it's always an honor to be around dreamers and doers and believers, like people that have a passion for something and you plan something, you say, yo, ik ga Highland doen, and then you actually do it.
Yeah.
So it's an honor to be here, it's an honor to sit amongst you guys and have a conversation about life and the journey that we're all on. So thank you very, very, very much for having me, and let's make memories together.
Definitely, and the viewers don't know it, but this was actually our first person we contacted, but unfortunately he wasn't available. And
Wasn't
hence-
available, man. He wasn't in the country.
He wasn't in the country, as he was
overseas.
He was flying high.
You see how important this
Guys,
person
guys,
is?
don't make excuses.
Flying high in Dubai.
I just went from number 1 to number 5, guys. You need to know that. I was number 1 on the list. Without participating, I went to number 5. So I'm very disappointed in you too. But hopefully you can make it up to.
It wasn't actually our fault. He was flying high in Dubai.
Here we go. Yo, Grantham. Die man staan in Dubai, die man check in een kruifontein. Oh, for yo, Grantham. Hoe jij, man? Wat is gereden?
Humble beginnings.
I've always been at home, guys.
Always been around, but in
As
Dubai.
I enjoy time with my family, and we always make sure that people don't know where we are.
Ja.
So, was gister daar, vandaag is ik hier.
So, as jy my sien in die kamer, en ek sê ek is in Dubai, ek is in Dubai.
Ik is in Dubai.
Here we go.
Dus hij zegt, als Leo bakjes is die, is hij.
Het mag nou niet ik geweest zijn, iemand anders het dan
Yes.
Het
But
mag never be me and about me.
I believe. I believe it.
Amen. Grantham, firstly, the viewers don't know who Grantham Abrahams is. Please share, before we get into, you know, the nitty-gritty, into the juicy part. Who's Grantham Abrahams?
There's not much to say. What you see is what you get. I'm a father, I'm a husband. I'm a father of 72 kids.
Yeah.
A big heart, but also patience and
Yeah.
understanding of each and every individual circumstances. So ik say, as ik baie om te sê, I can say from a good home. I still have mom and dad, so I look at that as privilege. So ek kom van 'n regtig privileged omstandighede. My brother is still in England after 18 years. I've got my younger brother here, I've got my sister, close-knit family, family-orientated family. Soveel as moontlik wat ons saam kan spandeer, that is what we do. So yeah, family guy, father, husband. I just enjoy life. I'm a guy with a great desire to add value and make a difference. So what you see is what you get. Het mag lyk asof op nul. There's not much enthusiastic of like happy or not approachable. But that's normal. It's who I am, and there's no. I don't have to pretend to be something else. So what you see is what you kry. Ek sê baie om te sien.
What you see is what you get, eh?
Then Grantham, who and what is BTD?
BTD stands for Be the Difference Foundation. It's a registered non-profit organization that strives for positive youth development.
Yes.
So we are registered NPO with PBO status. For all the businesses and companies out there, they seek for PBO, public benefit. So it helps companies that need to write off tax and want to give back as CSI and CRS projects. That's what it's good for. We run 4 socio-economic projects: development through sport, educational development, nutritional development, and our newly community impact development program. That's for 19 to 35-year-olds.
And then Grantham, we want to know, like, what inspired you to start Be the Difference, BTD?
Yeah, for me, it's always been a personal journey. I went on a personal journey. Hoe nader ek aan God gekom het, the more I started to understand that it's good to speak about God, but it's better to show people what God has done for you and what you have personally experienced. There's a verse in the Bible, and it stuck with me from the beginning. It says, as long as today is for today, we should encourage one another.
Amen.
And for me, it's about encouraging people through my action. My pastor once said something very profound. He said, every day is a good day to share the gospel, but when it's needed, use words. So wat hy bedoel is, elke dag moet jy die gospel preach, maar nie deur jou woorde nie, maar deur jou acties. Elke van ons moet die lig en die sout wees in die lewe. So for me, it's about, I look at things and I say, that's not right. but what am I going to do about it?
Yeah.
So I physically have to make a difference. And that's how everything started for me. It was just a dream and a desire to add value and make a difference, and overnight it became everyone's vision and mission to also make a difference. Because when people join, they go on a personal journey. And they discover ook themselves. And they find ook hulle voete. Remember when people come and volunteer and add value, they don't have it together. They're still finding themselves, they're still finding their relationship with God and wanting to become better or having an understanding of waar toe ek op pad. For my was het 'n persoonlike journey. I rebuilt my relationship with God. I've always been in a spiritual home. Jy weet, sonnaarskool, kerk. Yes, it's almost as a religion in the household. But I soon discovered that it's all about the religion, it's about the relationship, it's about the personal thing. Ons raak groot en dan glo ons dit ouma se God. Ons glo mami se God. Like they do the prayer, they do the worshiping. But that's not what God wants. He wants everything to be personal. Jy moet daai intimiteit hê, jy moet worship, jy moet tyd aan ons spandeer. En hoe meer ek dit begin verstaan, hoe nader ek aan God gekom. And then I went on this journey long before I actually started with the journey. So he just equipped me with the tools and the right relationships, and from that, it's history.
It's history. I think it's not history. It's a moving process. When they say altijd, you can always improve. And I think the way you guys speak through your actions speaks to people, and the way you guys show people love, people will show you love. I always believe what you do, people see, and sometimes not saying something is not actually not saying something, but your actions will say it. It will basically speak things into existence.
Then Granthem, can you share with us some successes out of BTD you achieved with your boys? I know there's a lot.
I think for the viewers, it's a very difficult thing because there's not one specific achievement or there's not one specific thing that stands out the most on top of the next person. Because remember, we're in the business of saving lives, we're in the business of standing in the gap for other people. It was just like the voice for the voiceless. So I can't say this thing is more important than the next thing. There's so much achievements. Every day is basically for us as the next thing. There's two folds to it. I'm a very driven person. So sometimes I am in a success story and we are celebrating that success story. But I'm already thinking, what am I going to do next for my community? So for instance, like an example, we played in PE. We played in the 10s, won the final, and the boys I was happy for everyone. They were, it's the cup of it. But I was already thinking, on the field, okay, who of these boys are going to make it for George in 2 weeks' time? Like, who perform to go to the next one? And I think that's also a bad thing. It's a swak thing, but it's also a good thing. Because I didn't enjoy that moment of saying, this is a success story. Because our boys played 3 tournaments last year under 19s, and they played 3 finals. So that is a success. But if you look at someone that wrote their learners last week, someone that passed out their license last week, on Wednesday last week, we had 20 people, adults, that joined the computer class. For the first time, they are now learning how to use a computer. For my guys, it was a success story. But it's just, the list just goes on and on. I'm just grateful to God that we're still in business and we can still add value. We are about 110 bursaries now. We've got 12 guys at university. We've got 15 guys at top 20 schools. So there's a lot of things to mention, but I don't want to just acknowledge the 2 girls that played Western Province netball when we started our netball program. Or the guys. Last year at every provincial tournament we had kids. Granthem, Academic Week, Craven Week. We had players. So there's a lot of success stories.
You had somebody that graduated as well.
We had 2 boys that graduated. We got another 2 boys that graduated in April. So it just keeps on going. But I think we have to stay content in adding value in our community and not make success about the provincial colours or about the national colours. For us, it's about, I'm a firm believer that the only way I'll see a better South Africa if we start creating better South Africans. So for us, that is the success story. The individual's life that has been changed en daai kind wat 19, 20 raak en sê coach, jy op 16 saam met gepraat, you've said do this, write the vision down, start dreaming and working, and today I have achieved it. That is more of a success for us. A kid that I'm in church now. I started worshiping and I'm praising God now. That for us is more successful than what happens outside the classrooms. It's beter vir 'n kind om sukses te behaal in die klaskamer as wat buitekant. So for us, it's if we play 3 tournaments and we lose all 3 tournaments, but 7 of that kids get a bursary, that's a success story for us.
Yes, definitely.
A kid goes to university, that's a success story for us. So we look at it differently, and it means different things to us. We never want to get caught up in the hype of trophies and TV and contracts and stuff like that.
And then I wanted to ask you, obviously within communities there are big challenges. And one of them are obviously firstly drugs, and then alcohol abuse is a big thing in our communities, gangsterism, and the list goes on and on. What are your guys' challenges with the boys? Are the people trying to tell them of fluister in die oor luister nie? Nie vir hy man luister of so right man gaan môre kom man sê hy weer so right gaan môre. Are there challenges like that? And obviously I think there's probably bigger challenges like some parents also, because everybody don't grow up with parents that support them as per se. Some parents do funny things. I mean, we at schools and we teach and we hear about amazing stories that you wouldn't imagine. You don't wish anybody to have or go through that things and the challenges that you guys face. How do you guys conquer it? Let's put it that way.
I think for us personally, the biggest challenge that we'll always face is the belief system, is the identity. So ons kultuur en die groot raak van gemeenskap is, it's monkey see, monkey do.
Yes.
It's the stuff that he sees in the community and he wants to become that. And once you teach someone something, he doesn't believe it. Like, can I really become a doctor? Can I really become a lawyer? Oh, so I can become a professional athlete, you understand? So it's the identity and the belief thing. That's the thing that we struggle with the most. It's not the gangsterism or the unemployment. That things are going to be there. South Africa's got the highest unemployment in the world.
And
got the highest youth
Top
unemployment.
5.
And
So we are based in Kraaifontein. After when we exit COVID, we were number 3 for murders. So sometimes kids have to walk through 2 gangs just to come to training. I just returned from a training. We had 22 boys at training for the age group. And guys walk. You understand? So that stuff we've learned to adapt to what's happening.
And walk into
Yes, and then we just have to, we look at the positive things. Okay, what happens? Okay, what can I do? So the positive. So I think the big challenge for us is the belief, and that's why we go with the slogan as I believe this year. So you just add everything after that. You understand? I believe that I can have a better lifestyle. I believe that I can improve my marks. Believe it, but we've sat with the kids and we said, in order for us to embrace the season of I believe, we have to start telling good things to yourself. You have to start saying, I am brave, I am beautiful, I'm fast enough, I'm good enough. And wanneer jy begin nog goeie goedjies vir jouself sê oor jouself, then things will automatically change up here. Because as jy het nie gaan glo nie, you don't believe it, jy gaan nooit believe it. So we have to change that mindset of kids in circumstances. Because sometimes our kids come on, netball girls, great season last year. They went to the second last tournament was Paul Jump, under 17. We had girls 13, 14, 15, we had 2 15-year-olds. They beat all the top schools. They went to the semi-final, played against Paul Jump. Now you have 13-year-olds playing against 17-year-olds, provincial kids that play 5-a-side every week. But our girls only started playing in the second and the third quarter. Then they started believing, okay, but understand? So sometimes someone is in a circle, and it's on a platform. They're in an opportunity, but they still don't believe that I belong here.
And that's important.
Understand? There's a lot of other things that keep them or hinder them from really reaching success. So that for us is probably the greatest thing, or the greatest challenge in our communities, is the human being that you work with and getting that person to transform their mindset and change their minds for it, look at life differently. And then we take on gangsterism, we take on the household circles, and we are more focused on our community impact. Wat kan ons doen vir die huisgesin? Wat kan ons doen vir die ma, die pa in die huis? Instead of just focusing on the kid and creating opportunities for the kid, because sometimes the kid will get an opportunity, but he takes the contract home to mom and dad. Your pa was on nooit an opportunity. He doesn't understand what's in it. Understand? Get a school bursary, he doesn't understand the ins and outs of that opportunity. You understand? So sometimes it becomes difficult, but that is one of the biggest challenges that we face on a daily basis.
I can understand, yeah, because I know a lot of children, we all just want to be humble, but sometimes that can have a negative effect on us, and it's important that we get that to them, because we need to believe, but we also need to believe in ourselves, because there's a big belief, and that will always be there. But the problem that we have a lot in our communities is that they don't believe in themselves. And I think that is something that speaks volume, and I think that's something that people just need to make it a repetition where you encourage youth to be who they want to be, and not make fun. Sometimes we want to do things because it's not maybe for their friend. Nou sê ek, nee man, maar as dit vir my.
It's not knowing.
Yeah.
We did hills, and as we were running the hills, we finished our training. This guy came down with his BMW, so groene, this is gas as a auto. I was, guys, how much do you think this car costs? I think it's $1 million, $2 million. I asked, what do you guys think he does for a living? I have cook drugs. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The one person said, no, he's a doctor. I'm like, okay, let's Google. Sometimes people don't have the information.
Yeah.
You understand? You don't know how much the car costs.
Yeah.
You don't know what the person HR earns a month. You don't know what the director earns. You don't know what the CEO. So you're really starting off wrong.
Yeah.
It's bored, maar jy weet nie wat het kos om
Yes.
te word nie. Like our kids think that you have to sell drugs to become successful. You have to be a doctor or lawyer to get a lot, to earn a lot of money. You understand? And we need to change that whole mindset of. Hy sê oor week jy kan 'n direkteur wees, jy kan 'n eie besigheid, jy kan 'n plammer wees, still earn a lot of money. And it's changing that whole scene of what life presents, you understand? Jy het meer kom leer toe 'n ander platform.
Yeah.
So jy uit jou area kom in die universiteit en jy besef dat this opportunity I have to not only grab, but I have to make the best of it. And sometimes it's sad. We had a kid at Potts 2 weeks ago. He was there a week and he said, "Coach, I want to come home. I'm not enjoying it." Do I feel disappointed? Yes.
Definitely.
But when they came home, I said, "Hey, brother, it's alright." I gave him a hug, and for the last 2 weeks, I've been spending the most time with him on one-on-ones. Because I'm not going to give up on someone that don't think that he belongs somewhere. I think he's a good player. He just needs to be in a consistent environment where he's capitalism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like one glove don't fit hom. Elke kind is verskillend. We want something for kids, maar soms vir ons meer hê. Ek wil meer hê vir pad as wat pad vir ons help.
100%.
You understand? I want AD to be successful in whatever he does, but sometimes I wanted more for you.
It's like our parents. They always wanted the best for us. They want to send you to the best schools.
Yes.
But sometimes it's not for everybody, and that's fine.
Let me make an example. After school, straight after school, I said, "Ek gaan Amerika toe." My parents has never been to America. They're like, "Nee, wat in Amerika gaan leer?" My brother, after school, he went straight to Marties. He went straight to university. So that is the map of
Yes.
I said, "No, I don't want to do this. I'm not in my mind doesn't say anything about studies."
Yeah.
And when I went to America, I got an opportunity to go from Florida to Old Blue in New York. I said, "No, it's not for me." Doubting myself again.
Yeah.
Then I came home for 2 weeks and I said, "No. First world country and third world country.
Big
This
difference.
is not for me." So I made sure that I'm leaving again. And I went to England just to traveling makes you change your mind.
Yes.
But I've done what my parents did not do at their age.
Yes.
You understand? Let me tell you something. When I got married, the night I got married, my father spoke. And then he said something that was very in my heart, and it made me very emotional. But at that evening, for the first time after a decade of being in business,
Yes.
he said, "I want to apologize to my son because I didn't believe that he would make this thing a success.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what he was doing." Because when I said to my parents, "I'm leaving my job, after studying, after getting my qualifications, I was starting to work at Sanlam. I said, no, this is not for me. And my father said, all the stuff that, how.
Yes.
And it's like, remember our parents, they were entrepreneurs.
Yes.
They were not business owners. So it's very difficult for a parent to give advice on something that they have not done themselves, you understand? So for me, that was a very good moment to stay content and to stay humble and to understand what God is doing. Because my dad said, in front of everyone, he didn't do it the one-on-one, he said, I'm really proud of you. And at my age, I still felt that. I will never feel it made me feel good, you understand? And this is also something for all the wives and the girlfriends that's watching. It's like, support your husband or your boyfriend endlessly. Sometimes I go here sunny. Like the thing he's sharing to you is like, man, you understand? You are looking at, you're calculating everything. But sometimes God gives you something that you don't understand. The first time, misschien niet van all uitgaan nie. Jy sien nie die lang termyn. I sit a lot with guys that there's podcasts and for my stuff, dream big. Don't do something for now. Doen goeders vir, jy sien yourself al klaar in academia by Supersport. You understand? You already see yourself as presenting. So that stuff, just dream big. Believe that things can manifest to a higher stage.
Definitely. Then Granthem, how can viewers engage or support your organization?
That's the most important thing is for viewers to come out and give a helping hand. So we've got 4 socioeconomic projects to our organization. Development through sport, which runs on a Monday and a Wednesday afternoon, coaching, and then Saturday mornings, sports program. Educational development is twice a week, and we're starting on Wednesday, the 12th until the 5th of March, with back to school drive, giving 500 kids school shoes, school socks, school bags, school shirts, going around 5 schools. Net vir die minder bevoorregte kinders om vir hulle te help. So that's part of our education. So we encourage people to come out and volunteer. And we have our nutritional development program that's Mondays to Fridays, 8 till 12 every day. We do Bloekombos, Wallasdie, Makassa, and then we have a community impact, which is the computer classes, and we start looking at the households. We can ons mense help develop and empower, Word, Excel, CV skryf, e-mails stuur, help mense om werk te soek. Die syfer is klaar, hoor. Ons kyk nou hoe kan ons dit oplos. And all our programs is no cost involved. People don't have to pay any cost. So like you said, it's a big cost for us, but we are inviting people to come and serve. Bring jou hele familie, bring die kinders, bring die hond saam, ons baie lief vir honde. Bring almal uit, kom dien ander mense. I think it's so important. We not only want to help the people that we are currently serving, we also want to help everyone else that's in a season of difficulties, a season of confusion. It's like a hospital, so mense was sondag, so mense regtig skoon was. If you're a doctor, a lawyer, as an onderwyser, you deal with a lot and you go through a lot of things. So we want to invite people, come and serve. Get us on Instagram, get us on Facebook, get us on Twitter, just be the difference. Look for the hashtag TeamBTD. And then send us a message, send us a DM, we send you the program, come out and serve. I think the finance will come. Like also movers and shakers, but also believe in the Here gaan vir ons provide. And in the last 12 months, we've seen that with 2 of our biggest sponsors coming on board, and that's without us applying. Verstaan jy? Die Here wat ons sien en daai mense doen kry dit, and then the sponsor will, the donor would reach out and say, we love what you do, and then they put us through a process of as die mense geregister, all the things that clear the AFS, SARS, BBE, PBO, all high technische goedjes. But we have all the things in place, you understand? So I'm saying people will find you. You understand? We're not saying, kyk wat ons doen, geef ons R1 miljoen. That's not what we're asking. Geef vir my 'n uur van jou week in your busy schedule. Come and coach, come and serve, come and teach food. I have some of the richest people in South Africa, in America, that have served food, that have come out and this, whatever, net as security guards, they would come and dish the rice, dish the veggies, sit die stew in, sit die bakkies in, skryf die mense se naam op, and they would deliver food. So that is for us the most important thing. The helping hand. Come out, come serve, come coach, give your time. Kom vat foto's, maak video's, there's so much things to do.
Viewers, daai het julle dit is baie eenvoudig. BTD serve ons mense. Dit mag dalk jou kind wees niks wat op die program kan wees. BTD, kyk jy na klere, kyk jy na geld nie. As jy hulp nodig het, maak kontak met BTD. Hulle is op elke platform wat jy kan kry, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Daar sal kontak, persoonlike kontaknommers wees. Maak kontak met hulle, groot instansie. Jy hoef nie te worry nie. Jy hoef nie direct accessories te bring nie. Bring net jouself, voor Granthem, as al wat jy moet maak. Bring net jouself. Hulle wil net jou siel hê. Hulle wil jou siel wen. That's all.
We have this phrase student athlete and not athlete student. What do you think, or what's your advice to the youth out there in terms of a student athlete and not an athlete student?
Yeah, our mission at BTD Sport is to create a student athlete identity. So for us, it's education before sport.
100%.
Your sport, your lifeline, it's so short.
Short, yeah.
En ek dink ook baie seuns het nie die informasie om te weet dat education is really the thing that's going to pull you through. So for me personally, I believe that education is the only real way to get you out of the ghetto. Sport is not a sustainable income and outcome.
Yes.
So ons is passief oor kinders wat wil leer en sport doen. So you use it as a vehicle of hope, but also to take you to the next stage.
Yeah, 100%. And then Hans, club rugby?
Club rugby, terug. Kels River was a softball all the way from Holland.
Okay, example that was packed, It was packed. We were out there in Kels River. We were at the game, I'm telling you.
What
that was another atmosphere. Jy kon sien, Holland is hier in die Kaap.
Altyd.
Holland is hier in die Kaap.
Jy het Holland participate. Here's a vibe.
Die skare raas.
Die skare raas. Hulle sê die kinders huil. Die kinders huil. Ja, softball, nie so happy gewees nie. Uit na my die dag het hulle vastgeval met 26 en Kelser 4 wat die hele kanse gebruik het nie. Bietjie ervaring wat deur gekom het, as jy sien, Mals Poseidon.
Skoon die winner.
Kan op sy voete dik, gebruik jy al die tyd, so en go, val oor, nee, rustig, so man wat op die beach is, 3 is klaar gedruk, reef sy arm in die lig op, softball steek tussen sy bene, oor die berg. Dan kyk ons na ons SK Holmes het bietjie gaan kuier in Bella. Nee, wat die coaches van Bella verwag het nie, ek het met die coach gepraat, hy sê, dit was, nie wat ek gedink het sou wees nie, maar learning curve, definitely learning curve.
95-0, and then obviously the biggest news, Collegians back at the Kriefgat in Lentegeur for the first time since 2019. I mean, I'm grateful that they are back at home. I mean, it's been a while with all of the vandalism that's happening at the field. And for them to get the field ready now, I'm happy for the community of Lentegeur and the community of Mitchell's Plain. The rugby's back in their home corner. I mean, Granthem, that's obviously something that if you look at a team that wants their home ground, it's always a great advantage. Because, I mean, they've been traveling now for the past, what 6 years? 6 years?
But not only for the club and for the team, but for the community.
For the community,
yes. Saturday is the lifeline of the community. Whether it's rugby or football, people look, when is it rugby, when is it football? Vroue blou hulle hare uit. Cooler boxes reg.
Nee man.
It's a sense of hope.
Yes.
That's why fields are so packed. In Boland and in Westerveld, fields are packed because guys was identity. That's what really drives the community, and we're passionate. South Africans are very passionate. En dis ook op die veld vir ons verloor as jy ref, ons wil hom net doodmaak. So wen, dan is altyd 'n local hero, but it's more than just for Collegians, it's for the larger community. I think that's what they long for. It's I want to be there.
Yeah, and I mean, with that, I mean, sponsors go away and they can't really promote on the field, so it becomes a bit of a problem with teams like Collegians. So like anybody in the community that wants to sponsor Collegians, rugby club, please do, or any club for that matter in the community, because especially them though, and the reason why I'm saying that is the first time back at home, hulle niks border of wat om die veld is. You know, it's good to promote local businesses as well.
And business also, they also have a responsibility towards the community.
Exactly.
If you're basing the community, that 1% that needs to go to SARS at the end of the year, you can write it off and give it to the club.
Exactly.
Keep the money in the community.
Keep the money in the community because
we
that's
build and then we grow from that. You understand? You don't have to be financially. Get a baller, get a copy parlor, copy leathers, copy jerseys.
Yeah.
Get your name out there.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
important, very important in input. And then we have the PSG, Watsonia, coming not coming out as winners against a tough opponent up there in Austin. Yeah, it's tough
Binne die
daar.
bos.
Is binne
Binne die
die
bos. Die bos is 'n jokie.
Ja,
Die
dis-
bos is 'n jokie.
dit is
Sy wen nie sommer in Austin.
Dit
Sy
is-
kom nie daar en maak ons hulle sê dit bly 'n Austin ding. In die bos, daar gaan sy vasvang.
yeah, so them not coming out as Victorians, but I think it's good for clubs like them that currently have new players and that trying new positions. So it's good for a team like them. And then sorry, I forgot to actually put the score of Collegians and Manenberg Rangers was a derby. Ek meen from under 7 right up to first die hele dag rugby.
Die heel dag rugby speel.
Collegians coming out 21-10, but I mean good for rugby, good for the community of Manenberg and good for the community of Lentegee. En ek meen Granthem is van onder 7 reg op
Dit is heel dag rugby.
Every week, we should have that every week.
every week.
Every
Yeah.
week is a derby.
Every week. That's something that especially like your local communities, like your Manenberg, like your Collegians, like your SK, your Tygerberg, your Belleville, get those games involved, especially off season. This time is the best time because ons wil ons kinders buite die straat hou en in sport.
It's a lekker stream of income also.
Exactly.
Also kies, ek geld.
Ek geld.
If you have a bar, if you have a restaurant there, there's a lot of ways to also make the club more sustainable and get the whole family. So instead of having them for 80 minutes, now from under 7, we have them for the whole day.
Yeah.
So
From 10
that's a
o'clock in the
very
morning.
good thing, and you can give back to the community, create jobs. So it's a win-win situation. There's so much things that's wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just focusing on that positive things. And that's why I'm saying every weekend must be a derby weekend.
Yeah, I think
And before we conclude van der Stel,
die groete vir jou sussie.
sê groete vir jou sussie. Die kyk in die bolle. Groot skade daar gemaak. Sussie is 'n bietjie tranerig.
Ja, ek dink.
Sussie is 'n bietjie vloe na die weekend.
Ja.
Né? Sussie is 'n bietjie seer, bietjie binne oor geslaan. Maar wel dan weet jy, dan
64-45?
ja, eerste keer wat hulle as 'n span speel, dis mos nou 'n hele nuwe span.
Alala Madrid sê hulle.
Alala Madrid. Daar gaan jy
Alala Madrid.
Weet jy sy stempel afgedruk hulle keer terug so plek uit toe waar hulle die naweek Brackenfell vat en ek dink daai gaan definitief 'n verskriklike enetjie wees want dis die eerste keer wat hy nou wat weet die nou met die nuwe players as so plek yspan kan vat. By eintlik moet compete ons veronderstel
En dis nou Madrid en Barcelona.
yes.
Soos Madrid en
Soos
Barcelona.
weet Brackenfell het ook sy inkopielys 'n bietjie verleng. So dit gaan nie.
It's personal.
It's personal. It's personal.
It's always personal.
En dan hulle sê ja, om die dryf by jou sê hulle kruiwending.
It's personal.
It's personal.
Wat ek gou kruiwending dan baie inkopies gedoen.
Wat ek sê, it's personal. Every day.
Go big goals.
Viewers,
As jy wil survive. It's personal.
viewers. This guy just asked earlier, what's the word of the day? It's personal.
It's personal.
Personal. For this week,
It's personal.
from Monday to Friday in Afrikaans, dis persoonlik.
Ja.
Huh?
Ja. Weer van kant.
Okay. It's personal.
That's it,
For the rest of the year,
Wat
it's
van
personal.
the next 5 days? Die rest van die dag.
Okay, for the rest of the year, it's personal. Done deal.
And then once again, we just like to thank our sponsors, SSA Custom Designs and FLM Attorneys for sponsoring us. We really appreciate it.
Dan my laaste dingetjie voor ons afsluit. Granthem, ons wil vir jou baie dankie sê. dat jy vanaand dit opoffer het om hier te wees, as weet jy het baie besige skedule. Ek is net bly was hoef nie Dubai te gaan om dit daar te kon doen nie.
Of the Skype,
So, daar's dit. Baie dankie BDD dat julle Granthem Bos geleer het vir die aand. Dat is
en sy vrou en sy kind, en sy hond, jy moet verloop dank asseblief. Ek wil niks hoor. Baie belangrik. Baie belangrik. Ek wil nie hoor op die comments iets uit begin van my. So, here we go. We just like to thank you from the Olay family was Vallerio, and we appreciate the work you do even the foundation. We can just say continue your work, people see it, people believe the vision, and like we say, believe.
I believe. It's personal.
And then viewers, once again, we come to that time where we need to say goodbye. But before that, we just like you guys to be in us.
And it goes like, share,
Subscribe.
here we go.
Like, share, subscribe. Here we go.
Like,
Share.
Subscribe.
Here we go.